Page 132, Country Gardens. They give a warm-up at the top of the page. Well, I just want to talk about the piece. You do the warm-up if you want. I'm not interested. For Country Gardens, let's look it over. We're not doing anything new here. We're using stuff that we've already had. It's important that you know and understand it all. They have little boxes above the staff. You see them in the first and last lines. They want you to write in the chord symbols for what the chord is. Well, look at the chord in the left hand here. The C chord, you put in a capital C for C chord. There's an F chord and a G7 chord. They want the chord symbols up there. We're not talking chord numbers. The chord numbers go underneath the bottom staff. So when you're above it like that, you're doing chord names. So, Country Gardens. It looks like it's 3 lines long, but it's actually longer than that. It's more like 6 lines long. I'll get there. I'll explain it. Treble and bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature. When the key is C major, make sure you don't go do the C major scale, blah, blah, blah. You've heard this before. Okay. 4/4 time signatures, so we're back to earth again. Let's take it one hand at a time. Make sure we get the notes and the rhythms and all. Really, the left hand is just doing the chords. So it's the right hand that's got all the goodies. And you're starting here. So it's 1 and. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and crossover. See, this is the fingering for the C major scale. You've been practicing the C major scale. You get this stuff in music, you just do it. If you haven't been doing the scale, then you think, oh, I got to come over here and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No. Do the scale and all the junk I said in the video, and you'll be fine here. So you're crossing over in the second measure here. So now we changed hand positions. In the last measure in that line, 1 and 2 and rhythm. And then reach up to the octave and then claps. You could reach up and move, but I would like to feel my way around. So I want to feel that. So I just reach up to the octave and then claps. You need to do that some more. Last line, you're down here, because you ended the second line here. So you're here, except now you're going to use third finger on the F, so thumb stays where it is, the hand just comes up to here. So it's... And then third finger, because you play the first one, second, and then third. So we just use the repeated notes to change hand positions. We do that a lot. Put the hands together. As I said, the left hand just got the chords. So in the third measure, when they come together, just here, and then here, and then here, rest. There. The left hand comes up on beat 2. It has a rest. 1 and 2. That stays down. So 1 and 2. People will hold the left hand down until they play the 8th notes. That's incorrect. Please don't do that. The left hand comes up on beat 2. 1 and 2. So at the end, that's by itself. 1, 2. Yeah. That's the trickiest part of it. Now, once you have the notes and the rhythms, and you get rid of the hesitations, then we can add in the articulation, which is the phrasing. And it just works out that each line is a phrase. So you lift up between the phrases, just a little lift, like taking a breath. So at the end of the first line, you're here. Lift up. This is why you can get away with moving, but I still like to feel it. So I'm just going to lift up and then the second line, when you go on, lift up. Well, it's a repeated note, you have to, but this is a little more of a lift. Okay. The left hand, you're just playing quarter notes. Hold the quarter notes out the full beat and then lift up, and half notes. Then the dynamics, and I apply to the melody, which is the right hand. Whatever you think mezzo forte is. It's moderately loud, sort of loud, kind of loud. The left hand, keep these chords, keep them soft. Second line, come down to moderately soft, medium mezzo piano. Just come down a little bit. And the fourth line down, you have an F-P. Well, you will notice the fourth line is surrounded by repeat signs, because at the beginning of the line there's a reverse repeat sign, and at the end of the line there's a repeat sign. Remember the rules for repeat signs. You go back to the last or the previous reverse repeat sign, because there could be more than one. Just go back to the last one. And you play all that stuff again. If there is no reverse repeat sign, then you go back to the beginning and play it all again. So this means, because it's surrounded, we're going to play the last line twice. So it's the first time it's going to be loud for the melody. Keep the chords in the background. When you repeat it, come down to piano or soft in the melody. Left hand's very soft. You're echoing that now. And then the DC all fine at the bottom. Remember, DC means go back to the beginning. All fine means go to fine, and you look around, you'll find fine at the end of the second line. It's also where the thin and thick bar line is. Remember, that is the symbol for end of a piece of music. So you go back and you play the first two lines again. So you see, you play the last line twice, and you play the first two lines twice, so you're really playing 6 lines of music here. But you only have to learn 3 of them. Now, it makes learning a whole lot easier. Then once you get the dynamics in, and really you need to feel these dynamics, because you need to feel these natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Feel these accents, these natural accents. You got to get past the mechanics so you can start feeling the music to do that. If you have to, you force the accents at first, but eventually you just want to feel them. Speed, it's a happy piece, and some people, they'll play it at all kinds of speeds. To me, that's about where it goes. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. You think that's moderato? Yeah, it's the feel of it. That's one way of playing it. I can play it other ways. You get into it and you start feeling the music. People would typically dance to this. This is kind of a fun dancey thing. Make sure you keep a steady beat or the dancers don't like you anymore. You should keep a steady beat anyway, but yeah. Let's play it together very slowly and double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. So I'll give us 4 counts, and we are going to do the repeat and the DC all fine and all that. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 2 and 4 and. more.